Okay, it's Monday, March 22nd, 2021, and today some big news happened. What happened today, Tim?
We released our 2021 programming for Panic Fest. Films, events, panels, all of it. It's out there in the open.
And
Finally.
hey, it was like a signing, like when you have like you get signed to like a team, you like put the team's hat on. I put it on the Logboat hat as we have new sponsors for the festival. But we'll get into that momentarily. But the lineup is out, Tim.
Where to begin?
Where do we begin? Well, let's first educate people who've never heard of Panic Fest. What the hell is Panic Fest, Tim? And why is it 9 years in the making?
Man, this is our 9th year, and we're going to be virtual and at Screenland this year. But we're genre fest with horror, sci-fi, thrillers. We've been throwing some animated stuff every now and then. We got shorts, we got features, we got podcast, some panels. We've added some other components to make sure that everyone has a chance to interact with each other this year if you're doing it virtually. So we've been going strong now for 9 years. One of the top fests named by Movie Maker Magazine and Dread Central. So we're proud of that. And as Adam mentioned, we have some new sponsors this year as well. But we have 60 plus films this year, features and shorts, including 5 short blocks and some premieres as well.
Yeah. So it's, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, it's a festival quite like we've never had before. It's pretty close, if not the biggest lineup we've ever had.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah.
Maybe like second biggest, which is great in a year that we're struggling with a pandemic and wasn't sure what would be available to us. So I think over 60 films is pretty incredible.
Yeah, for sure. It's and so you're probably wondering, how the hell are you going to do a film fest in a crazy year like this? Well, we've looked around at what other people have done. We've tried some things ourselves in late 2020, and we have found the best way, we think, to bring films to all comfort levels, and also everybody across America. So if you're watching this and you're like, man, I wish I could go to Panic Fest, but I don't want to travel to Kansas City or whatever it is in past years, good news. We're kicking in your front door and we're going to bring the panic to you, because you can attend totally virtually. And the bonus of virtual is that all of our resources have gone to virtual. So the problem with festivals usually is you're watching a movie and another movie or event's happening and you're going to miss it and it's never going to happen again. Good news with Virtual Fest, Tim. I got some news for you. You can pretty much retroactively watch everything after the fact. There's a couple live events that, those are live and you have to participate in them and they're fun to be live. But you can watch this movie and then watch a movie that already technically aired. Or if you're in Kansas City and you want to attend as a hybrid, you could watch something, in person at 7 o'clock and then go home and watch the other 7 o'clock movie that you couldn't watch. It's a really cool thing for people who've always had that issue, which is an ongoing issue with festivals. So you can attend wherever you are. One ticket could mean 10 people can watch it. You can have your own, whoever's in your bubble, or if you're getting back, whatever you want. You can have a Panic Fest at your house. So tickets are actually the most affordable they've been in a number of years because of this. So that's really cool. So tickets are more affordable than they've ever been. You can watch Panic Fest anywhere in the continental U.S. and everything is there. So almost all of the 60 films will be available. There's a couple exceptions, but just about everything will be available virtually, and certainly all the bonus stuff. So the live podcast, the trivia, all that stuff is almost exclusive to the virtual setting. So Tim has built a really cool platform for filmmakers and film lovers to hang out just like they would in our lobby. Talk about the online experience and what people can expect.
Yeah, so we've got the Gather platform set up, the Gather app, and it's basically a virtual platform that you can go in. You have a little avatar, you name yourself, and created essentially a virtual version of Screenland. So we've got the bar set up, some tables set up, we've even got little video games off to the side that you can check out, and you can wander around. You can do private chats with friends, so if you all want to get at one table and just talk to each other and not let anyone else hear the conversation they're having, you can have little private chats. You can go explore some fun rooms that we've got on there, and we can also do filmmaker meetups in there if you want to discuss your films, or if you're just attending as a fan, or as press. You can go in there and chat about films you just watched. And that's kind of the beauty of the virtual fest, right? You can kind of make your own schedule, and then go chat about the films just like you would if you were at Screenland in the lobby afterwards. And then we got some fun rooms in there that'll be kind of crazy that you can go explore. And Arrow, which is one of our sponsors, will have a lounge in there as well, so you can check out the Arrow platform as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Then we also have Clubhouse that will be set up. We've got a club set up on there that will have some random kind of filmmaker meetups and attendee meetups that you can do every day. So you can drop in if you don't want to be on camera or go on Gather, and you've already got Clubhouse, then you can do that. So we've got a couple different ways to interact with each other and hang out during the festival. And kind of like Adam said earlier, whenever a fest release their lineup, we go to fest. We've attended fest, and the first thing we have to figure out is what are we going to go watch. And I saw some people on Twitter already saying, I've got my spreadsheet started, and they don't even know when the schedule is yet. They're just trying to figure out what they want to watch. And so Adam mentioned you kind of get the best of both worlds because you don't have to miss anything with that hybrid ticket, especially if you're virtual.
Yeah, and that was kind of the biggest thing, because for those of you who have been to the festival know that, or any fest for that matter, or most fests, I guess, going to the fest, it's certainly about seeing movies and events, but a lot of it is about the people next to you that you meet for the first time that become your virtual your attendees or your new family, or people have born other films and learned so much and gathered new family members, so to speak, by coming to Panic Fest. And that's a lot of what the experience is. So certainly having as many opportunities for these virtual meetups or roundtables or happy hours, even though we're online, we could still connect and still find a way to talk movies and talk creative, endeavors and experiences and all sorts of things. So we really wanted to give as many opportunities as possible. And Tim, we couldn't do any of this if it wasn't without our sponsors. And the last year was tough for everybody, but fortunately we have had a plethora of new sponsors join Panic Fest. So
yeah.
We've gone 9 years with our longest, I guess, sponsor, IFC Midnight, and they're back with a North American premiere of one of my favorite films at the fest called The Gin. And then we have our continued partnership with Shudder and Fangoria. New partnerships include Dark Sky Films, Dark Star Pictures, Epic Pictures, I guess, continues their sponsorship. And then most importantly, our title sponsors are new to us this year. That is Logboat Brewing Company from Columbia, Missouri, and Four Hands Brewing Company from St. Louis. They are just as excited, I think, to partner with us, and you'll see their beer here as well on tap and can, and you'll even be able to get it to go. So if you're doing virtual but you live in Kansas City or Missouri, you can find their beers pretty much across the state, and that's really exciting. Their beers are great, and they complement each other. They also have canned cocktails and ciders. But yeah, so
we also have, if you want some food to go with that and you're taking a break, if you happen to be at home, you can order some pizza from Minsky's. They partner with us this year. I believe they have a $3 off coupon too, so that you can get the promo code for that. So that's another thing with all of our sponsors. Look for promo codes throughout the fest to try and stave on that. And then I think we also should mention Arrow. I mentioned it for Gather as a sponsor, but also joining us this year, bringing the Stylist and Threshold, and also being our Gather app sponsor. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Arrow is, well, they now have Arrow Player, which is their streaming platform. It's more widely curated than something like Shudder, but it is all genre specific. But you might find action films on there. You'll find some comedies. You'll find all sorts of stuff on there. It's the newest platform that I'm aware of, but it is chock full of great things. But what Arrow basically is, for those of you who are unaware, they are like the Criterion of genre films. So their Blu-rays are. There's no one that does them better. The restorations are terrific. The special features are terrific. We've for a long time in America we had Shout and Scream Factory, but now Arrow, which used to only do releases in the UK, are now here in America for the last couple of years, and they have terrific releases. But yeah, they'll have also exclusive films, The Stylist, which is filmed in Kansas City, and Threshold playing the fest. Tim, I'm going to be honest. We have too many films here to really go over and give people an outline of everybody in all the films, but I think we're just shy of around 30 features. I mean, it is a lot of movies, Tim.
And several are regional premieres. We have some U.S. premieres, North American premieres. So premieres are plentiful. Some have only played, one played at Sundance or something like that.
And
So
we're
this is
number
your
2.
second chance
Yeah.
to see it, or fresh off of South by or something like that. So
Listen,
we've got a
being
really
number
nice
2 to
picture.
South by or Sundance, I'm okay with that, Tim.
Yeah, especially as a strictly genre fest, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's interesting to me because we were one of the last genre fests to have an in-person fest, like fully, before everything had shut down. And now I feel like we're one of the first genre fests to at least offer an in-person hybrid ticket. And if not, like you said earlier, you can still do it virtual. But yeah, we have so many films to go over. It would be kind of impossible to talk through them now.
Yeah. But
Just 39 shorts, almost 30 features. I think we're at 8 podcasts or something like that.
I can't even keep track, but there are a lot of new
panels.
highlights. Yeah, there's things that Tim and I and people that are going to be part of the fest that we've wanted to have for a number of years that for whatever reason hasn't worked out. So we're excited to welcome a handful of new guests and new podcast hosts. Those include Nightmare on Film Street, which will be doing their podcast, as well as a couple other specialty things. We have Fright Day joining us, which we're part of Tricks and Treats. We also have Nightmare Junkhead, our staple resident host. They'll be around aplenty, hosting a number of different things. I don't even know what. And then one of my favorites.
They'll be in theater. If you miss those guys, they'll be in theater, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then one of my favorite podcasts, new to us, Screen Drafts, will be drafting the top 7 Hellraiser films with Dr. Rebecca McKendry and actor-filmmaker Graham Skipper. And then we'll also have Becca's new podcast on the Fangoria Network called Colors of the Dark, which she does with Elric Kane. And they were both here last year, but this is a brand new podcast, and it's pretty cool. And they haven't even told me the theme yet, so we'll be in for surprises as well. And then another all-star from the past who's not been around for a couple of years, filmmaker Ted Gagan will be doing his Final Exam horror trivia on Friday night, and that is probably the best horror trivia around. Ted, of course, has made a number of films and is always around the community and is a great fan of the fest.
He was last with Panic Fest in Kansas City for his feature Mohawk. Gosh, it feels like it was just a year or two ago. I don't even know at this point how long ago it was, but yeah, he brought Mohawk, and now he's coming back to do some trivia for us for Final Exam. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, and then likely, per usual with all of our fests, every time we make an announcement, either something crazy will happen, and we'll get the world premiere of The Lord of the Rings, or something crazy is bound to happen. So while the lineup is already released, there's bound to be some additions. Hopefully no subtractions, but we always have to preface that it's a film fest and sometimes things happen. But
if film gets sold or something, then that could change things. But we may have 2, 3, 4 more features get added or shorts. You don't know. There are a few things out there we're still kind of waiting on, so there may be a final wave announcement if we get any of those. But as Adam said, everything's subject to change. Should we go over a little bit of how this will work this year in terms of how you're going to watch it at home, what to expect on preview night in person?
Sure. So preview night will be a little bit different. So usually we do shorts and a feature that are in person. This year, the feature we're kicking off with is the new Nick Cage bonkers extravaganza called Prisoners of the Ghostland. It'll play with a selection of shorts, and then online we'll have shorts and probably something else going with it. But that film, there are, I think, 3 or 4 films that'll only play in person, and that's due to studio obligations and contracts that we have to fulfill. But that also gives people that are able to attend in person a little bit of a bonus. So kicking off with our second year of a Nick Cage bonkers ass film.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Color Out of Space last year, and now we've got Prisoners of Ghostland. So, and then preview block 5 for shorts. If you're wondering out there, which block is it going to be? Preview block 5 will be on online and in person. But yeah, it's like Nick Cage is tradition now on opening night. So hopefully he does a film we can screen every year on opening night.
Yeah. And then the rest of it, you'll attend with our online platform. It's very intuitive. We actually had almost no issues the entire time when we did our test with Tricks and Treats. It works with iOS and Android. It's easy to stream to your TV. Very easy program to use. So don't be overwhelmed with it. And they have their own guideline in there. Once we release the schedule, you'll see the schedule based on when films premiere. So, for example, if a movie premieres Friday at 7 online, after that there'll be a set time frame that you can watch it. And most movies will be available all the way to the last day of the fest, which is the 18th. So you'll have up to 10 days to watch films. Some films will have a more limited attendance, maybe 48 hours. You do claim your virtual tickets. So if you buy a pass, you get the whole fest, but you still have to pick your tickets. And then they're good to the end of the fest. So it works really well, but you'll if you're buying passes, you'll get plenty of information packets from Tim and myself. You'll also receive lots of promo codes and discount codes, as Tim mentioned, from our partners, which is bonus. And yeah, so check out the lineup. Get your tickets. Hybrid tickets are already close to selling out. Virtual tickets we have significantly more of, but hopefully we sell those out too. And then that's it, right? Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, I would just say if you haven't had a chance to come, or you have, and you've always wanted a friend to come, now's the time to take advantage of that. Try out the fest if you haven't. Tell a friend, and then when we come back in 2022 in person, everyone can come and hang out in person, because I mean that's really, I think, what we all want to do, and we've got the best of both worlds this year. So that would be my only advice: is check it out, even if it's on virtual. Hang out with your friends online, and then come see us next year. But yeah, tell everybody you know, and check out panicfilmfest.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for updates. We update things a lot there. And the schedule, at least the virtual schedule, will probably be out later this week, don't you think?
I feel good about that. I feel I can at least get most of that done. Yes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We are pumped for this. Even in a weird year, I think this is a great way to say goodbye to your couch. Hopefully, we know everyone's been at home a lot and been on their couch watching stuff. So this is a terrific way to bid them adieu. Bid your couch adieu. You can watch it with your friends and family. And again, the price online is great. It's cheaper than than in-person tickets have ever been for the whole fest, and you can actually watch everything. And then add into the fact that you can do it with multiple people, it knocks that price down even more. So
if you got that hybrid, go check us out even during the weekend. And if you have to for some reason leave, check everything out online during the week. Make your own schedule. That's the best part of it. You can do a little bit of both. So anything else?
Nope.
What else do we have?
That's
Anything
it,
else
Tim.
coming up?
We're kicking down your doors. Panic is coming all across America. We're in your houses. Check out the lineup again. Just over 60 things for you to indulge in starting April 8th. The Panic kicks off, and we couldn't be more proud of the lineup. And we look forward to seeing you all there. We'll be there virtually, managing and living in a virtual gather town. So
yeah,
you will see
us. You'll probably see me at the theater too, because we'll both be vaccinated.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You can come and say hi if you see us, and we'll see you in gather otherwise.
All right, panicfilmfest.com, all the details, tickets, the lineup, everything is there. And then the schedule should be out this week for online, and then probably next week for in-person. That's it. We are so excited. Panic Film Fest 9th year kicks off April 8th. And we will see you all there.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.